So, tell me this. What would you call the greatest game in history? Perhaps you would say Red Dead Redemption, or maybe you would say GTA 5. But what I'm gonna say is, oh boy, here we are, loading in to Monster Hunter Frontier Z Zenith. So, some of you may be wondering, what is Monster Hunter Frontier? So I'll explain it to you while I make my character. Monster Hunter Frontier is a Monster Hunter game. Shocking, I know. But it's an MMO. It was originally created on June 21st, 2007. It was first released on PC in Japan, and then it was ported to the Xbox, PlayStation, Vita, Wii U, and the PlayStation 3. It also has the most other monsters in the series with a staggering 152, and 84 of those monsters are exclusive to Frontier. So yeah, that's the basic information of Frontier. So anyways, I picked the hammer. Ooh, here we are. And after skip this, all in a foreign language, unfortunately. Unfortunately, the game is mostly in Japanese, where the people only translated the important parts of it. So once all the pop-ups were gone, I ran straight to the quest counter to get my very first quest. And yeah, I'm not going to be using the free Rathlow's armor either. And the first monster the game wanted me to hunt was a Velocidrome, just like in the first game. Right. So after I accepted the quest, I went to the gate to start the quest. This is like the first time I hammer in this game. Also, the game gives you companions to help you do the quest as well. I decided to cut straight to the fight to not bore you, so you can actually watch me fight instead of wandering around. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you can really tell I am not used to how slow the hammer is in this game. It's exactly how I imagine it. I was then sent to the victory screen and then claimed my rewards. I also got my Zenith as well, and whatever the points are for. Yeah, these first few ranks are gonna be the easiest part of this game. The instructor then came up to me, but we ignore him because I do not speak Japanese. I then claim my daily rewards from the shop, which we're going to use later on in this game. I then claim the rest of my stuff in my navigator before going back to the quest counter and accepting my next quest. Next up, the bull drone. That's great. Just like with the Velocidrome quest, I walk to the gate and start the quest. Yeah. Not. Oh my goodness, nothing will ever not piss me off about these second generation small monsters. Oh my goodness, I hate them. So yeah, it's nice to know that the second generation monsters still suck. So after some exploring, I finally found the thing back at Zone 3. But like, if I'm being honest, this wasn't really much of a fight. Oh my god, so quick. So like, as you can see, wasn't really much of a fight. We literally bullied it. I once again claim my rewards from the quest completion screen. Nice. Hold down. I go back to the quest counter to accept my next quest, which it so happens to be a young cuckoo. A young cuckoo. You already know the drill. I go to the gate to start the quest once again. Slow. It didn't take me very long. I eventually found young Cuckoo. Although this fight was definitely more challenging than the other two. Let's go! Slow, wild. Nice. It looks like. Nice, I broke in. It wasn't that bad, especially since it was still a pretty easy fight, even if it was the hardest fight so far. I once again claim my rewards. Yeah, some armor now. I go to craft some armor, but unfortunately, no armor then. Next up on my list is a Congalala. Congalala, and then... Now, luckily I found the monster immediately after the loading was done. There's one fast crab. Oh. Did it click twice? small monsters. Please kill them. Oh my god. No stun. Nice. Wrong monster. Oh my. This is huge. And just like that, the Conga Lala is down, leaving only 2 more monsters. I then claim my rewards once again. There are more monsters left. The next monster on my list to fight was a Gypsaros. How loud that was. It did unfortunately take me a while to find the Gypsaros, mainly because I did not know where he spawns, unfortunately. He's not. I then finally managed to find him. There we go. Good. And then this fight was definitely the hardest HR1 fight in this game. Unfortunately, he decides to switch zones right then and there. Sucks. Oh my god. You. Wise. Wise again. It's too slow. This was very easily the worst fight in this video. This thing sucks to fight so much. I was miserable. I then claim my rewards, which leaves me with one monster left. And the next monster on the list is Arathian. And because of the last fight, I decided to finally grab items from my box. Totally forgot. I'm just gonna skip straight to the fight. It took me a long time to even find her. 2 hits off. Counter spell. Why is this thing sounding like that? Hello. Knockdown. Misty. Head four eyes. Another down, right? Unfortunately, she flees right at that moment, so now I have to chase her again, or... Don't end, please, don't move, don't end. Lynch! Perfect. Understand. This area sucks. And the reaction is finally down. And as you could hear me say, this area sucks because you can't see anything because of these stupid vines. I claim my reward, and now all that's left is the urgent quest. Go. And with that, I unlocked the last HR1 monster, Abiyarugu. Now, luckily, finding the monster wasn't very hard. It's just he didn't stay in the same place I wanted him to. I think we're in the fields. There he is. The original Galabinus. No. Oh, that's not. What? Stop with this notification. Alright, back to the notification. Sadly. Oh, come on. once. I know that one's anywhere. Here we are. HR1 is done. And just like that, the Abyarugu is defeated, which means I have now completed HR1 of Monster Hunter Frontier. I claim my spoils and head back to Mesoporta. HR2. And now I get my own Rasta card here. I ignore the instructor again, as again, I do not speak Japanese. Yeah, I guess that's it for this video. See you next time.